Alright, my Gooch Maniacs. A lot of people said they've been wanting to see my vintage G.I. Joe collection. This is not all my G.I. Joes. This is not all my 12-inch. But these are the 12-inch ones I have available. And these are some of the more expensive ones. Some of them in better shape than others. We're going to start off with the original 1964 slick head. And if you notice, the outfit on him is a little big. It's one of those accessory packs from the 90s. When I got this figure, he didn't have any, all he had was his pants and his hat, and that was it. He didn't have anything else. So I went ahead and put I had an extra outfit from one of the 90s packs, so I put it on him. I know it looks a little big, but this is an original 1964 slick head. Next to him is the original 1964 lifelike hair. As you can see, he actually does have everything except for his gun. Next is the 1970 Bullet Man figure, which I got in a trade with somebody, I believe. Next to him is the 90s Hall of Fame Duke, 12-inch Duke, which was a Target exclusive. I believe this is the one that talks too. I'm not sure. I think he has a button somewhere. A button on him somewhere where you push and he talks. But maybe it's not this one. It might be the other one. Next to him is Cobra Commander. And the interesting thing is, this particular Cobra Commander, if it looks familiar, if you've ever seen my Cobra Commander costume, it's based off of this outfit. I took and bought the material, gave it to a very talented friend of mine, and he took and made this outfit using this as the pattern. Also, this is also the closest you come to seeing what Cobra Commander looked like. Next to him is the Jungle Training Roadblock. Next to him is Basic Training Grunt. Now some of these actually have buttons on them. No, Grunt won't one of them that had the button on them. And I just knocked over the next one, which is a Duke. I think this was another Target exclusive Duke, which somebody gave me. Didn't have any clothes, so I took a more modern Dusty, which you're going to see that Dusty in a little bit, and put his outfit on it. Next to him is General Hawk, Basic Training. Then Destro, which Destro's mask comes off. I want to try to take it off without knocking the figure over. You don't feel breaking the mask, because it actually gives you a face for Destro. There you go. That's what Destro looks like, folks. At least this version of Destro. When you take the mask off, that's what he looks like. Next to him is probably one of my favorite figures, Gun-Ho in Marine Blues. It's actually the only Hall of Fame one that is complete, right down to his sword, as you can see. Then next to him is the regular Duke. This might be the one that talks. I'll find out.
Troops, maneuver around that Cobra squad on the double. Heads up, troops. Stalker, let's rock and roll on that Cobra jet at the checkpoint.
Which is really, really cool. Of course, every time I touch one of these, I end up knocking them over. They end up falling over. But anyway, next to him is Major Blood. Next to him is I think this was another basic grunt, but he has on one of the battle pack outfits. So next to him is Stalker. Now, this particular Stalker's outfit is modeled from the Talking Commandos Stalker from the 3 1/4 inch line. Next to him is Flint. And the Flint, it even says Flint on his name tag, but the Flint actually looks more like, to me, looks more like Falcon. Then they did a retro line celebrating the 25th anniversary in 90s, and they released a action pilot. Now I did have another action soldier that had blonde hair, but I went ahead and gave that to my brother because he claimed I broke his. Next is the action soldier with brown hair. And after him is the action marine. And I find it kind of hilarious that they put these hats in there, the throwback hats in there with them, because the hats are actually really big on them. Then the action sailor, which is different from his box. He says the box has like a seal, and he came with the regular standard uniform. Next, they did the DC comic book series, Sergeant Rock and the Men of Easy Company line, which were exclusives, and they're very hard to find. This is Jackie Johnson. And then they did an Action Man series after the original 3 1/4 inch line wore down. And this is from that Action Man series. I do have several other ones of this. They're the ones that are in my thing. Then they just started doing 12-inch of various things. The Vietnam Nurse, one of the few rare ones, and a few female 12-inch ones. Next is the female helicopter pilot. And then they did G.I. Joe versus Cobra, G.I. Joe Spy Troops, G.I. Joe Valor versus Venom. And they released 12-inch line of those. This was I don't know if they gave him a name, but he was invisible. That's why I put the Ken clothes on him, because he was invisible. By the way, Ken's clothes will fit on G.I. Joe. Ken's shoes will not, because G.I. Joe has much bigger feet, which means maybe Barbie should leave Ken for G.I. Joe, if you get the joke. Next is one of my all-time favorite characters, Bazooka. Now, I think they did an outstanding thing with this Bazooka. I mean, they got the helmet, the mustache, the t-shirt. The only thing they messed up on is they gave him camouflage pants instead of the plain green khaki ones. And they put those knee pads on him. Then a shipwreck, which I keep having trouble getting. Shipwreck stand up. By the way, I used to use the sailor as shipwreck until I got that shipwreck figure. Dusty, this is the one that the outfit that's on Duke came from, because you could have it on there or you didn't. And that top that Duke has converts into like a black shirt that matches these pants, or just what's on Duke. Next is Snake Eyes, and then Dr. Mindbender, who keeps falling over as well. It even has Mindbender on his name tag. Then Wetsuit, and then Tunnel Rat. And of course down here, the floor just fell over. Heavy duty. Then Beachhead. Kamakura. Cobra Crimson Guard. Sure Shot. And probably the newest character was High Tech. Then they did in the early 2000s, they did a retro line of the 70s action team with the Kung Fu grip. Here is Action Adventures. This one doesn't say what. It just says Action of Joe Adventures. With lifelike hair, this is one of them. This one is Land Adventure. So I'm guessing that guy goes to all the adventures. And then the Air Adventures. And then the Man of Action. And then the Sea Adventures. Ginger alert. But anyway, that's it for the 12-inch Joes that I have here at the house. I have a whole bunch of them in storage, but it's too many for me to really bring out. And I would need a huge place to shoot the video if I did all my 12-inch ones.